More options. This week's cold open found Alec Baldwin's Donald Trump speaking at a rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, going through the usual jokerama about recent events. After thanking the people of Harrisburg, he talks about Mike Pence leaving the recent Colts game after several players kneeled for the national anthem. He's taking away Pence's season tickets, he explains, but only to give them to 2 lucky people in, he over-enunciates, Puerto Rico, but they'll have to pay their own expenses, since at some point, he says, they have to start doing things for themselves. We then see Beck Bennett as Pence at the game, on the phone with Trump during the anthem as Trump tells him to leave. We then see this dynamic repeated with Pence at a Starbucks, since the cups don't say Merry Christmas even though it's October, and then a wedding, when he somehow winds up at a gay wedding. Marriage, Trump says, is between a man and a woman, then another woman, and maybe one more if you've got it in you. He ends by addressing Eminem's rap about him this week, saying he'll be releasing a response rap on the white entertainment network, HGTV. Host Kumail Nanjiani talked about how he was only the second person in his family to leave Pakistan, and how both married white women, leaving his family in distress. Nanjiani's 0 white women too. He then talks about Islamophobia and the racism he faced after the release of his movie about his marriage, The Big Sick. For one thing, he says, nobody good ever uses the phrase race mixing. Second, why would racists watch the whole movie? He still won't be white at the end. The first sketch was a game show parody called Bank Breakers, with Mikey Day hosting. The premise: 2 contestants, Nanjiani and Cecily Strong, each have bags of money, and compete to take the other player's bags. With each question answered correctly, they take a bag. After Nanjiani wins the first question, he takes a bag of Strong's money and rubs it in. Ooh, feels good to take your money, and says he'll buy a new wardrobe if he wins. And what will Strong do if she wins? Pay for an operation to restore her daughter's hearing. Not so cocky now, Nanjiani. The rest of the sketch is him trying to tone it down and even loose, but he just keeps winning. Now, when he takes her money, he thanks her for her service. She's a veteran, don't you know? Next up, the return of Kate McKinnon's Kellyanne Conway. Alex Moffat plays Anderson Cooper, who, after losing his show's schedule down a storm drain, bends to retrieve it only to find Kellyanne, speaking to him from the sewer like Pennywise from It, complete with clown makeup. She begs him to put her on his show, offering a sample quote saying that Puerto Rico was worse before Hurricane Maria, and that the storm blew some buildings back together. After revealing she's got Rachel Maddow down there with her, Conway shifts to become Hillary Clinton, begging him to join her in the sewer. It's a trick, of course, and he's dragged into the sewer, before waking to reveal it was all a dream. Or was it? Next comes a Halloween office party, where an office full of costumed people is informed by their boss, via speakerphone, that he has hepatitis, and probably passed it along to them. The fact that he's on speakerphone, with the phone breaking up, is supposed to play into the joke, but the joke never materializes. The entire sketch felt like the setup for a joke that never got to the punchline. MacKinnon then brings back old-timey Hollywood actress Goldie for an actress panel discussion on sexual harassment in Hollywood, and a sketch aimed squarely at the show's recent critics. Given the Harvey Weinstein revelations, and attacks on the show for not addressing the scandal last week, there was a keen sense of anticipation in the crowd when this one started. The sketch had some solid laughs, funniest of the night so far though that's not saying much, while taking some pointed shots at the culture that allowed Weinstein to thrive. Goldie, appearing alongside Viola Davis, Leslie Jones and Marion Cotillard Strong with A.D. Bryant moderating, is introduced as the one-time winner of the Humphrey Bogart Good Sport Award. Women being harassed is Hollywood, Goldie said. Everything old is new again. Producers are abusing starlets, there's Nazis marching in the streets, suddenly nude pantyhose are on trend, I've never felt more at home. Once polio comes back, this'll be fun. Goldie then tells of her own meeting with Weinstein, saying he was naked and hanging upside down from a monkey bar. He tried to trick me into thinking his genitals were his face, she said. It almost worked. The resemblance was uncanny. With Davis and Cotillard making legitimate points in recalling their own incidents, Davis mentions a lack of accountability in the culture, while Cotillard says that men choose not to see the abuses perpetuated by other men. Goldie expounds on this, calling the latter a real "you scratch my back, I'll keep mum about the girl who drowned at your pool party" situation. The audience laughed for a quick moment before sliding into a groan, and MacKinnon couldn't help but crack a smile. When Bryant asks about a whisper system among actresses to warn about predatory men, Goldie says that she and her fellow actresses had a code they used to warn each other about creeps. The code was, "He raped me," she said. That way, if any men were listening, they'd tune us right out. Easy peasy. In the end, Goldie, but really, MacKinnon, summarizes the problem, while declaring that women will be fighting back fiercer than ever before. Violence against women, it doesn't just happen to famous actresses, it's everywhere. Damn it, she says. It's about time we take it seriously. Pandora's box is open now, and Pandora's pissed. More Weinstein jokes. Commentary were on tap for Weekend Update, with Colin Yost calling for Weinstein's imprisonment. Noting that Weinstein is going to Europe for sex rehab, Yost noted that it's unnecessary. Somehow, I don't think that's gonna help anybody, he says. He doesn't need sex rehab. He needs a specialized facility where there are no women, no contact with the outside world, metal bars, and it's a prison. Michael Che then took his turn, saying Weinstein looked like chewed bubblegum rolled in cat hair and a well-dressed skin tag. Saying of Weinstein's claim that he made mistakes, "You assaulted dozens of women. That's not a mistake, that's a full season of Law Order. Your name's a verb now, as in, if this guy tries to Weinstein me, I'm gonna cut off his little Harvey." Yost and Che welcomed Ivana Trump, played by Strong, to the update desk, another entry in the female cast members flirting with Yost at the update desk pool. Talking about Ivana's recent comments that she's the real First Lady, the impression was solid with potential to return, but the writing just wasn't there, and most of it fell flat. Next, Day plays a documentary filmmaker just rescued from North Korea, with Nanjiani as the hotel clerk who only wants to highlight the hotel's amenities, while booking him the absolute worst accommodations. Day just wants to sleep. Nanjiani won't rest until he can steer him to the hotel's Stargazer Lounge. A cousin of the Hotel Fees sketch from the 2012 Louis C.K. episode, this one never takes off. The next sketch finds MacKinnon as an old woman, with Nanjiani as her doctor. Her grandchildren, Day and Heidi Gardner, came to visit, and are panicked when they learn their grandmother has gonorrhea. The news gets worse, this was her 8th time getting it. Turns out Grandma's a gang-banging horn dog. The grandchildren are mortified, but the doctor says it's all good, since she's been great for morale. The final sketch was a poignant short film starring Nanjiani as a man recalling his time as a call center operator for Gucci in Pakistan. After telling off cranky American customers, he recalls the people who called customer service just to talk, leading him to remember that one special caller, Strong as Melania Trump. She tells him about nightmares, and then about her marriage. She mentions she can't talk to a mysterious him about things that are abstract. She wonders if being married to Donald makes her a bully enabler. In portraying the bond between them, Nanjiani positions them as equal outsiders. True or not, it's touchingly portrayed. SNL returns on November 4th with host Larry David, and musical guest Miley Cyrus. Larry Gitlin is the author of the book Conversations with Carlin. His greatest wish is to see Stefan enjoy a cheeseburger at John Belushi's diner. Follow him on Twitter at @LarryJetlin. Watch the Kumail Nanjiani episode of SNL on Hulu. Kellyanne Saturday Night Live.